Good evening. Welcome to Greenie's Camper Kitchen. It's time for another installment of camper cooking. I hope we're all doing well. We're going to try something a little different tonight. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. Hello. Welcome to the kitchen. Hope we're all doing well. And hi there. Trying a different angle out for this, but so this is kind of a different idea I had, and let's see how it goes. All right, first off, what we're doing is basically a version of think of like a broccoli, onion, cheese kind of hot dip, but we're going to do a little bit of a twist on it. So let's go ahead and get some things started, and get to chopping. So what we're going to do is I'm going to chop up this onion, cut it up real good. We got some broccoli over here too. We're going to chop all that up. We're going to cook it all together with a bunch of garlic. I think I'm going to add some other stuff to it, and you'll see how it goes from there. So let's go ahead. This bit. A little spot on there, so we'll cut that off. All good. So in this case, I think I'm going to try. I'm going to do a little bit finer. Now, of course, remember as kind of the theme with the camper cooking is this is always much more limited space than normally you would have. I'm going ahead and throwing it into the pot. We have not started the pot yet, but all of this is going to come together really nicely. You may notice a lot that a lot of the time I tend to use the same set of knives over and over again. I used to have a lot more knives, but as the case, when you go into a smaller area like this, you kind of have to downsize, which is unfortunate. I had some really nice ones that I don't get to use anymore that are kind of packed away right now. I'm still going through everything since I'm still moving in. I recently actually took all of my stuff out of a storage unit, and well, it's all scattered throughout. But that's kind of how it goes. Feel free to leave a comment, let me know how things are going for y'all. I know it's normally I would be doing this kind of stuff live, but with the added part of trying to get internet onto this campground, which it is a thing, but apparently they just decided that to give me a little bit of a runaround on it. It's a lot of fun, I'm sure, for all of us. This is a different setup than the last little cooking video I did, so I'm kind of hoping it works out all right. Before, you guys were over here. Microphone, which is actually over here now, was over here too, so we'll see how this goes. It's just kind of a test. All of this is work in progress until I figure out exactly how I want everything to go. You say, well, Greenie, you could have tested all of this ahead of time. Yes, I could have. But I'm a busy guy. I have a lot to do. All right. thing we're chopping. There's an old, I say old, that's kind of dating myself, but it's not really that old to me, but there's an old sketch that Danny Carvey, the comedian, did and in one of his stand-up routines, and he's playing the piano, and he starts singing about chopped broccoli. So that's what we're doing. We're going to chop some broccoli. Now this is raw. You could also have it already cooked, but we're going to cook it in just a second, so that's fine. And it is the way I'm doing this, I'm going to have stuff left over so I can use it as a dip if I so chose, or with what we're going to do. And I know I'm kind of keeping it a little quiet about it, but I'm sure you can see probably the title and what we're doing. This should be good. Just remember to clean as you go. Clean as you go. It's kind of a big thing in kitchens. My old house was not the easiest tour when I lived in the little, say, our cottage in the forest. That place was, I'll miss that place, but it was something. I actually did not have well, I had well water, and there was a problem with the well, and that there was a leak. So running water was a fun thing to deal with. Okay, so right there we've got broccoli, onion, now garlic. It's too big. So what I'm going to do here, nice big old spoon over here. That should be good for that. We're going to do more in a minute. And touch of oil. This is really pretty simple on what we're doing here. We're just going to cook this up. We start getting to the point where we're going to start mixing it all together. There's more that we're adding into this. Nice and coated. Go ahead and get that cooking. Let's start it off with about a medium high heat. We actually don't need the knife anymore. As this goes, we'll talk about the rest of what we're going to be doing. So this is actually, imagine, even more so than a broccoli and cheese dip, which is kind of what we're doing for the base part of it. Once this is cooked off, we're going to mix all that part together, and it's going to be a little different. If you think of something like a loaded baked potato, so you could actually add bacon to this if you so chose in terms of this recipe, but a loaded baked potato, broccoli baked potato. You know, some places will stuff like chunks of broccoli in the loaded baked potatoes as well. But instead of doing it just like that, what we're going to do is we're going to take bread, and I actually chose baguettes. I cut them up into pieces already, just like that. And once it's all said and done with, this is going to go in the oven, but we're going to stuff it right here, cover it back up, throw it back in the oven so it cooks nice and easy. So you could take it, you could eat it like this, you could take the top off, dip it, you could slice it, eat it. It's going to ooze all over the place. It's going to be delicious. And look, it's small, it's easy. It's a very quick thing you can do. You can go to a grocery store, just get yourself a baguette. You could get a big bread, like piece of bread, and do a bread bowl type deal if you want to do it like that. So there's many different options that you can choose to do this. This shouldn't take too terribly long to cook. Now, one thing I did ahead of time is because, like I said, we're doing potatoes. And I went ahead and already I boiled off my potatoes. I chopped them up. They haven't been mashed yet, but I was sitting there, and there they are. So nice mashy. Yum yum. So let's go ahead and switch containers. For what we're going to do is we're going to put all of this together, mash it all together with the onion, the garlic, the broccoli, and the rest of the ingredients. Not sure if you guys can actually hear the sizzle, but it is sizzling very well. And broccoli, like a lot of vegetables, does not take very long to cook. Onions do not take very long to cook. You do kind of have to keep an eye out so they don't like burn, scorch, or anything like that. That's not going to be an issue for us right here. Needs a little longer, but it's close. I'm going to add just a touch of water because and basically give it a quick steam. Stir it a little bit. And now you're just going to wait about another minute or two, and then we're going to mash everything together. But as we're waiting for that, we'll go ahead and add some of the other ingredients that's going to go in here. Sour cream. Take everything I've got in here. That was about About how much was that? About 8 ounces, about a half pound worth of sour cream. You can use whatever kind of cheese you want in the middle of it. I'm using like a cheddar jack blend. Go ahead and kind of mix a little bit of that up. This is going to be good. All right. I think this should go. That should be. We are good to go with the broccoli. All right. It's a little easier to. We'll just use this. This is not going to be everything that we're going to use. We've got even more stuff that we're going to add. Okay. So we got almost everything we want in here. Let's go ahead and get pepper. Now you can use fresh cracked pepper. That'd be great. That's probably going to be the best idea if you have it, if you have the ability to do it. I currently don't have any right now, but that's okay. But I'm going to put some sea salt in here. Gotta love the salt. And just because, I'm actually going to throw a bit of tarragon into this one. And a touch of paprika, because I like paprika. Now, I am going to mash all of this up in a moment. We are going to add one of my favorites, hot sauce. Now, this one we're not going to add much of. This is actually ghost pepper sauce, so we're only going to do about a drop or two. Okay, that's more than a drop or two. It'll be all right. Well, there. That's something I was not expecting. Come on. Wow. Apologies for that. Didn't like that. Well, there's no fire, obviously. I'm going to let that go. But I am actually going to end this part of the video for right now because I have to get the oven set up and ready to go for us to go ahead and do. And I'm going to clean up a little bit, and then we'll continue on with the next part of this video and to make sure that that's doing what it's supposed to do. So until next time, see you back for part 2. Oh.